You know, my first drums teacher evolved from this physical plane. So, yeah, he died. And I was reflecting about this. And it's crazy how one single feature can shape and influence so much our entire life. Not only in the area that the person was a teacher for, but your entire humanity, your entire sense of who you are and what you're here for, etc. I remember that I didn't know anything about anything at all, and I didn't know who I was and what I was doing there. I only knew I liked to play drums, and I wanted to explore and to create and to develop myself and to play the songs that I enjoyed. And but then in a subtle way, I was taught about music, about humanity, about dignity, nobility, about discipline, about creativity, about being your authentic self and how to find your expression, your blueprint, your authentic expression that would make me a different musician, different drummer or whatever, that would set me apart in my own way, not better or worse. And I only found out about this now. So I knew he had an influence in the way I saw life and the way I play drums and etc. But I didn't know the profundity, the depth of influence that I had with him. That only shows that how important a teacher is to someone's lives, right? Someone's life. And a teacher can make you hate, right? Something or love something. Being a teacher is a fucking call, man. Being a teacher is a massive call, I believe, not just a profession. You're usually underpaid. You're usually under pressure all the time. You are not recognized. You are undervalued, etc. But still, you are there and you are walking in patience and walking, hoping that you are changing the world for the better. Or maybe you are just walking, but something inside of you told you to choose that path. So it's crazy how these things happen. And years later, I realize how much one person only had so much impact in my life and in the way I see things, in the way I play, even in the way that he always told me to study and, study theory and etc. And I never did. I just wanted to play. I just wanted to learn on my own way, and I did. But if I had studied, if I had listened to him more, I could probably, I would definitely be a better drummer. Not that I am good whatsoever, but I would have more things in my arsenal. And yeah, so value your teachers. They can be anyone, really. No, they can be anyone. And if you have eyes to see, anyone can be a teacher and can have a positive influence in your life, whether of what to do or what not to do. You know, sometimes you learn what you don't want to do with someone else. Sometimes you learn what you want to do. And it's so good when you are young and you don't know anything about anything at all. Not that you know anything about anything at all, but right now you only think you do, but we know nothing yet, actually. And you're young and you're there and you are ready to whatever comes your way, and you are ready to rock and roll and to change the world and to give your best, and you are there in that present moment where nothing else matters, nothing else exists. There's no problems, there's no kids, there's no jobs, there's no money. You're just there. And that's where life happens. And you can be anyone and you can do anything. And somehow I believe we can still go to that place inside us, inside of us. We can go to that place and we can do anything and we can be anyone and we are capable of doing all the things that we want. We're just becoming uh, we're just dominated by fear. We're not brave anymore. We are not courageous anymore. We are not fearless anymore. We are just shrinking to the challenges of life, and we are allowing ourselves to be defeated by our own selves. If we could be more as a teacher to who we are, and if our younger version could act as a teacher for our older version, I think our older version would be way much better off than it is right now. You know, in all honesty, if you look around you, who is doing what they love? Who is sacrificing for a higher cause? Who is sacrificing their time, their energy for a higher cause? Who is out there trying to make a positive impact versus who is out there just acting as zombies and lost in the midst of chaos? And how can your younger version act as a teacher for your current version? People die, man. One day it's gonna be you. What is the what's the legacy you're leaving behind? How positively you are impacting other people's lives. How positively you are impacting your own life. You know, if you're lost, fine, but admit that you're lost and go try to find a direction. If you make a mistake, just admit and make it better next time. If you have to say sorry, just say sorry. Because one day can be you. One day, tomorrow, you might not wake up, and that's the reality. You might not wake up. And it takes us to lose someone we love forever in order for us to think about how good are we being to our own selves. And what is exactly are we doing here? And what is the intention that I'm having with my own life? What is the intention that I'm having with my steps and actions and thoughts and words and relationships? No one is perfect. We are all humans. We are all making mistakes day after day, and still we are trying to pretend that we are perfect. And that's no surprise that mental health problems and challenges and conditions are increasing day after day. There's so much chaos, and people are losing themselves in the midst of trying to find others.